Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Life English Podcast. I'm Aria, and today I just looked outside this morning and the sky felt really gray, which honestly changed my mood a little.
And I'm Ethan. I also noticed the weather feels quite dull and cloudy today, like it might start raining soon and make us want to stay inside.
Yeah, and it's interesting how weather can change our mood so quickly. Because one sunny day makes us happy, but cloudy days can make us feel slow.
Exactly, and that's why talking about weather is so useful in English, because it's something we experience every day and can easily use in conversation.
You can simply say things like, "It looks like rain today," or "It's quite cloudy outside." And that alone can start a natural conversation.
Right, and in many countries people use weather as the easiest small talk topic, especially when meeting someone for the first time.
Personally, I prefer cool and cloudy weather because it feels calm and peaceful, while very sunny days sometimes feel too bright for me.
I actually like warm and sunny weather because it makes me feel active, although I also agree that too much heat can be uncomfortable.
That's why everyone has different opinions about weather, and it connects strongly with our mood and daily lifestyle.
So to talk about it in English, you can say, "How's the weather today?" or "What's the weather like outside?" and just describe what you see.
And if you want to sound natural, you can say, "It's hot," "It's freezing," or "It's pouring," depending on the weather condition.
Basically, weather vocabulary is simple but very powerful, and practicing it daily can really improve your speaking confidence.
Right. When we say it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, it simply means the forecast is predicting sunshine. But forecasts are not always accurate because weather can change very quickly.
Exactly. Sometimes it says rain but the whole day stays dry. And sometimes it says sunny but it suddenly starts pouring, which is why weather is called unpredictable.
Yes, unpredictable means you cannot really guess what will happen, especially when weather keeps changing during the same day.
Now let's talk about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And remember, autumn and fall are the same season in different English styles.
I love autumn because the leaves turn beautiful colors like red, orange, and yellow, and the weather feels very calm and comfortable.
I prefer summer because of long sunny days and warm weather, although I agree that extreme heat can sometimes feel uncomfortable.
Spring feels fresh and alive with green trees and blooming flowers, which makes everything feel positive and new again.
Winter is cold and quiet, but sometimes it can feel long and dark, and some people even feel low because of less sunlight.
That's why weather affects not just nature, but also our mood, energy, and daily routine in many different ways.
Imagine meeting a friend and talking about rain, where someone says they got completely wet because the rain was heavy and the wind was strong.
And even if they had an umbrella, it didn't help because strong wind kept turning it inside out, which happens a lot in bad weather.
Weather like this often affects our daily plans, travel, and simple activities like going outside or meeting friends.
For example, before a beach trip, someone might check the weather and hear that it will be sunny and warm all weekend.
But since weather is unpredictable, it is always better to stay prepared and carry things like sunscreen or an umbrella.
The phrase "under the weather" simply means someone is feeling sick or not well in a polite way.
And "every cloud has a silver lining" means even bad situations can have something positive if you look carefully.
For example, if it rains on your plan, you can still enjoy time indoors and make good memories with friends.
And that shows how positive thinking can change the way we look at weather and life situations.
Right. So when we say it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, it simply means the weather forecast is predicting sunshine for the next day.
Yes, but the important thing is that forecasts are not always accurate. because sometimes it says rain and the whole day stays dry, or it says sunny and then it suddenly starts pouring.
Exactly. And that's why we use the word unpredictable for weather, because it means you cannot really know what will happen or how it will change.
Yes, and where I live the weather is really unpredictable, because it can change many times in just one single day without any warning.
That's very true. And now let's talk a bit about the 4 seasons, which are spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Yes, and just to add, autumn and fall are the same season, but in British English we usually say autumn while in American English people say fall.
I really like autumn because the leaves change color and everything looks red, orange, and yellow. And the weather also feels very pleasant.
That's nice. I personally enjoy summer more because I like long sunny days and warm weather, although I don't like extreme heat.
Spring is also very nice because everything feels fresh, green, and full of life after the winter season.
Exactly, and it clearly shows that weather can directly affect our mood, energy, and even our daily lifestyle.
Now, let's imagine a real situation, like we are meeting for coffee and talking about today's weather.
So I could say, "This rain is really heavy today," and you might reply that you got completely wet because of the strong wind.
Yes, and I could also mention that my umbrella didn't help much because the wind was so strong it kept turning inside out.
That's very natural because weather often affects real-life situations like commuting, traveling, or even simple daily plans.
Now, another example is planning a weekend trip, where someone might ask if you checked the weather before going out.
And you might respond, "It's supposed to be sunny and warm," which means the forecast is expecting good weather.
But still, since weather is unpredictable, it's always smart to stay prepared and carry things like sunscreen or an umbrella.
Yes, because weather often changes plans even when we don't expect it to.
Before we end, let's quickly go over some useful expressions, like under the weather, which means someone is feeling sick or not well.
And another one is every cloud has a silver lining, which means even bad situations can have something positive in them.
For example, if it rains on your plan, it might feel bad at first, but you can still enjoy indoor time with friends and make good memories.
Exactly, and that's a positive way of thinking, not just in weather but in life as well.
But then you might say, every cloud has a silver lining, meaning that even in a bad situation like rain on your plans, at least you still get to spend quality time with people indoors in a positive way.
Exactly, and that expression is all about staying positive and finding something good even when things don't go the way you expected.
I really like that idea. And another useful expression is come rain or shine, which means you will do something no matter what happens.
Yes, so if I say, "I'll be there come rain or shine," it means I will show up whether the weather is good or bad, which shows strong commitment.
And that's why these expressions make your English sound more natural, because native speakers use them very often in daily conversations.
Now let's talk about small talk, because weather is actually one of the most common topics people use for light and easy conversations.
Small talk simply means casual conversation that is not serious or deep, like when you're in an elevator or meeting someone you don't know well.
In those situations, you can't stay silent, so you might say something like, "Nice day today," or "Crazy weather we're having," just to start talking.
And the other person usually replies with something simple like, "Yes, it's beautiful," or "Yeah, the rain is really heavy." And that's how a conversation begins naturally.
This is called breaking the ice, which means starting a conversation in a friendly way with someone new without any awkward silence.
Weather is perfect for breaking the ice because everyone experiences it, and everyone has their own opinion about hot, cold, rainy, or sunny days.
That's true, and it's interesting because some people love rain, some hate it, some enjoy heat, and others prefer cold weather. so it always creates different opinions.
And you know what's funny? People often love to complain about weather, especially when it's too hot or too rainy.
Yes, like saying, "It's so hot, I'm melting," or "This rain won't stop," even though it's just a way of connecting with others.
Exactly. Even complaining about weather helps people start conversations and feel more connected in everyday life.
For bad weather, you can use words like terrible or awful, such as saying, "The weather is awful today."
And if someone says, "This rain is crazy," you can say, "Tell me about it. I forgot my umbrella and got completely soaked."
The key is that you don't just agree, you also add your own experience so the conversation keeps flowing naturally.
And when someone says, "What a beautiful day," you can respond with, "Yes, it's absolutely perfect weather today," which sounds very natural.
For bad weather, you can use words like terrible or awful, such as saying, "The weather is awful today."
So today we covered weather words, seasons, expressions, and how to use them in real-life small talk conversations.
But the most important thing is not to memorize everything at once. Just start with a few phrases and practice them regularly.
Because learning English is not a race, it's a journey, and every small step makes you a little better every day.
And even mistakes are part of learning, so don't be afraid to speak. Just keep trying and improving slowly.
So next time you meet someone, just try simple lines like, "Nice weather today," or "Looks like rain is coming," and start talking naturally.
That's all for today. Thanks for listening and practicing with us, and we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Take care, keep practicing your English every day, and we'll see you in the next episode.